I don't like to hear people say their marriage or their relationship is perfect. You're a liar.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
You're definitely a liar.
Nothing ever going to be perfect. I say it's perfect for us. I'm going to ride this till the wheels fall off. It's till death does us part for real.
The hard part about marrying somebody when she used to take my test for me in one of our classes. So it's like, dumbass Jason, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be dumbass Jason from when we were 16. Like, you gotta take me serious.
Our junior year, I dated his best friend. He was a senior.
Wait, so are you still friends with the guy who was your best friend?
Yeah, I mean, that's my brother.
Whoa! You took his real girlfriend!
I ain't take nothing.
Sometimes the way I wanted to be heard just wasn't right. My tone and like, nigga, no, I'm saying we gonna do it this way. We just going to war.
We bumped heads, and it was more so like, all right, I ain't gotta be here. Like, we don't have to do this shit.
I don't even know when the switch came where it was just...
When I realized that these arguments, I don't get no trophy for winning this shit. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm a dumbass. You're right. Let's go out to eat.
This isn't your typical couples podcast. We're more than just husband and wife.
Yeah, baby, we homies.
I know that's right. Come hang out with the flyest, realest,
most hustling couple you know.
And get authentic, uncut perspectives on love,
fly shit,
and everything in between.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jenna
And I'm Donay.
and we are here with season 2 of the Love and Fly Shit podcast. And today, y'all, we got a real treat for y'all. We have a couple here with us they pretty much just running things in Atlanta. They have been married for a long time. I'm gonna let them tell the story, but they've been married longer than us. I brag all the time on how we've been married 10 years, but this couple, they've been together longer than that. And they are still together, still keeping it fly. They are business owners. They are fitness influencers, fitness gurus, I think so. And we are so happy to have y'all here. Please welcome Miss Halani and Jason Lobdell. How y'all doing?
Y'all, thank you for having us.
Yes. We are so happy to have y'all. Listen, y'all
Definitely happy to have
y'all are definitely an amazing representation of Black love.
Thank you.
Because y'all are really married in real life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all are business owners. Y'all work together. Y'all have kids. Y'all just living the American dream. Not just the Black love dream. Y'all living just the overall American dream.
Now.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
okay.
That's
Yes, let's get into
Let's get into
it.
it. That's right.
So we want to talk to y'all and learn more about y'all love story,
Okay.
y'all businesses, y'all lifestyle, because I know that you guys already have such a strong influence and you're already making a huge impact here in Atlanta with everything that you're involved in. But you guys, you have an impact across the world because you have such a huge following.
That's true.
And we want to get into all of that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it,
Yes.
right.
So look, y'all just take the floor. Tell me, first of all, I want to know, how long have y'all been married?
23 years.
23?
You got it right.
Oh my
23
gosh,
years.
that's a lifetime.
That's
That's
dope.
like,
23.
that's literally a lifetime.
We always say
Yes.
we've been married longer than we were living with our parents.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got
I
married
didn't
at
know
19 and 20.
Yeah.
Married in 19 and 20.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow,
Yes.
y'all, oh my gosh, y'all don't even look old enough to be married 23
Go on,
years.
write that book. Go on, write that book.
I know, right?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
That's
It could go
crazy.
use out
We got
here.
some things we got
I
some
can
gems
help.
to pass on.
I can help.
Girl.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me, how did y'all meet?
Shit, we met and kind of met like in middle school.
We did meet in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just friends. Of course, just had mutual friends in middle school or whatever. I had a friend that was obsessed with him.
Whoa.
And she was like, yeah, over the summer, I was talking to this guy. And I'm like, who? And she's like, his name is Jason. I'm like, point him out. She points him out. I'm like, that's who you talking to? Him?
Cat.
And that's exactly how it happened. And, we just, over the years, this was what, 7th grade?
Mhm.
And we just went to school with each other. And over the years, we just always friends, always had like the same friend group. One of my best friends lived on the same street as him.
Mhm.
So I'll be at her house and we go down to his house. And my ex-boyfriend was his best friend and lived with him too. So
Ooh, good story.
Y'all worse than us. Look,
Yeah.
our story is very serious.
That's what I'm sitting here
Are you
listening
serious?
like.
We've been knowing each other since high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like 2 of my friends had the biggest crush on Donay.
Hey,
And that is so crazy that
It
y'all.
is.
Wait, okay, so continue.
keep going.
That's
Keep
yeah,
going.
crazy.
yeah.
I'm into this.
Yeah.
Anybody else who had the similar
So
story?
we knew each other, of course, but just friends. Like 10th grade, we sat next to each other looking at Auto Trader magazines, talking about what cars we were going to get over the summer and
Okay.
stuff. Just really good friends. And then our junior year, I dated his best friend. He was a senior. And he lived with them. So I would be at his house every day. We would go into all the parties together. Everything. Yeah, it was crazy.
There's more to it, but go ahead.
Yeah. So it was just one of those things like, just, I never saw him, and I don't think he might have, but I just saw him as a friend. That was it. And then fast forward to the summer before senior year, his best friend had gone off to school and kind of like ditched me, right? Like didn't call when he went off to school and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. That's what you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. We're at all the parties together and stuff. So kind of seeing a different side of him or whatever. So first day of school, I'm like, yeah, he's going to be mine. I'm going to make this thing official. So I sent a friend to tell him like, real childish, but somebody likes you. And so he thought it was her and it was me. So anyway, I told him. And once I told him, we were just locked in, literally locked in, and we took about a year off after high school, but have been together just years and years.
Wait, so are you still friends with the guy who was your best friend?
Yeah, I mean, that's my brother. He,
Whoa.
my mom had custody of him.
Girlfriend.
I ain't take nothing, first of all. So, when we in the house. First, let me say, first of all,
You don't have no explanation.
First of all, right?
First of all, let me say this. I got Halani, I don't know, we exchanged numbers or something. And, I gave her my number. I forgot it earlier in that day. We had a house playing the game. We got a house phone back then. So the house phone ring, he picks it up. He like, hello? He right here. So I'm like, oh, what's up? What you calling this nigga for? Something, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's up? Oh, what's up? Pause. I'm looking like, what the hell you on the phone with? So he walk out the room on the phone with her, and I don't know it's her. So I'm just still playing the game. This nigga come back 30 minutes later, just like, all right, here you go. Give me the phone. I'm like, hello? She's like, oh, I gotta go. I'm like, nigga, that was Halani, nigga. Why you give me the phone? Like, so he kind of
Yeah, he came in, yeah.
I don't even think she had my number for that reason.
I didn't.
But I just remember how he got on the phone with her originally. She called the house for me. But, that's my brother. So when we coming up, like, I know he got other girl. I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? He a little older, and I know what he about to do. And I know, I know, like,
okay.
I got the inside scoop.
Yeah,
on what's
exactly,
going on.
exactly.
But I do remember thinking in my head, like, nigga, that's who you need to be paying attention to. Like, she
Aw.
dope.
Yeah.
I remember telling him these things, and he was like, yeah, I get, he just was like in one ear, not the other.
Yeah.
But I just remember saying this shit, like, damn, she the one.
Yeah.
As a friend though. And then I didn't think nothing about it. And then she said something. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I mean, she is.
So you made the
She
first
is.
move?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm an advocate for that.
Don't.
100%.
Look, me too. Listen, do not miss your blessing. Waiting on something.
Exactly. Go for what you want. You see
Girl.
something that you want, go for it. I mean, you might miss the biggest blessing of your life,
For sure.
right?
The
Sure.
biggest.
That's
The
true.
biggest blessing. Yes.
That is amazing.
That's how it
And
was.
it's
That's
even
dope.
more amazing that y'all still have those relationships. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
I
had to
mean,
respect it.
Yeah,
You gotta
for
respect
sure.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Some
initially
shit
it
just
was
meant to happen.
exactly.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
shit just
And once you
meant
see
to
that you're
happen.
serious, it's not like
Mhm.
we playing around. It's like, dang, he's about to marry her type thing.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
It's like, what can you say?
Mhm.
But there's also another lesson. Like, you can't just be sleeping on people and then have other people around, because you never know.
Yeah.
You never
Exactly.
know. They
Never
might see
know.
what you don't see.
Yep.
That's a
Yep.
fact.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, that is amazing. So
It can go
you
through
guys
the roof.
have 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
2 beautiful kids.
Thank you.
They are
Riley and
grown-ups now, though,
Kingston.
right?
Riley is. She'll be 20 this year. Which
Oh,
is
okay.
Sophomore in high school,
crazy.
sophomore in college.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but Kingston will be 17. His birthday's late, so
Oh, okay.
should be a junior, if based on age, because he'll be 17.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so pretty much 2 grown kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
So y'all got married 23 years ago, and y'all have a 20-year-old. So y'all were married first, and then
Yeah.
y'all had kids.
Yep,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
dope.
But y'all got married really young, right?
we did 19 and 20. Snuck to the
Wow.
courthouse.
How was that having teenagers?
That's what I tell people. This
Okay,
is
I
when
gotta get ready
parenting.
for
This
it.
is when your parenting skills are
Yeah,
tested.
that's when all
Really?
that shit
Yeah.
count. Like, whatever you put into them.
Okay.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we put a lot into these kids. You know what I mean? So when it was time for my daughter to go, it's just like, well, shit, I gave it all I had. You know what I mean? Like, she's
Aw.
moved 3 hours down, South Georgia. So it's just like, I kind of felt like I did my job. You know what I mean? Like, we
that's
did
Yeah.
our job.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
shit, here it go. You know what I mean? I didn't have no regrets, or I
Okay.
wasn't nervous.
I
because I
was.
feel like we did a good job
She was ready.
of keeping her.
Somewhat. I mean, she calls me for everything, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with it. But, it's just one of those things of just releasing
Yeah.
Like, you know what you've instilled in them, but are they going to do it? And I
Mhm.
know how I was. And it's like, is she going to be like me? Is she going to test the word? And she does. She
And
does.
She gives you like, so her and my son are different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Thank God. Well, I ain't gonna say thank God, but she's the more active. Like she lit.
Yes.
He
She was
cool.
lit
You
on
know what I'm
campus
saying?
before
I
she even
prefer him
got
to be
there.
cool.
Yeah, I'd rather
Yeah,
him
he
be
real
cool.
cool.
These
And I remember her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That type thing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I ain't want him to be like me. It's so crazy because you think you want your son to be like you,
Man.
and then he's a version of himself. You see a little bit of you in him, but I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna make you like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna create you to be like me. Be you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
I'm
dope.
enjoying him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
My daughter, she got a lot of me in her.
But you still see some of you in them with some
100%.
things,
Yeah,
but you like,
100%,
but you
100%.
you. Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
raising them different. We
You
giving them a
raising them
different
different.
For
environment.
sure.
That
Yeah.
part.
All
So,
that getting out the
yeah.
mud, he ain't got to do that.
Nah.
You know
Ain't
what I'm
gotta
saying?
do that.
But,
They
yeah,
don't.
he
Know nothing
understand
about
that.
it.
It's
Yeah.
a blessing and a curse, though.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, with
it's-
her anyway, daughter. Well,
Yeah.
shit, both
So
of
tell
them.
me how
Yeah.
you. So tell me this. How do you handle that? Like, they ain't getting it out the mud. They don't get to see the struggle. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm dealing with it right now. How do you?
Yeah.
What
You
you
can't
dealing with?
You can't teach that. You
Yeah,
can't
you
teach
can't-
the struggle.
yeah,
You
for
can't
sure,
teach
for
the struggle.
sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
that's a
want,
fact.
and when you're dealing with your daughter, it's a little different. With your
We
little
got two
man, you
boys.
want him to kind of
Okay.
I'm gonna
How
tell you
old
on the
are
flip side, it's crazy, but
okay.
so I was gonna say, as a father, right? In
Mhm.
my mind, like all my guys, we are like up and we, you know, are successful black men.
Mm-hmm.
So I take my kids to conferences. When I'm on stage talking in front of thousands, they on the front row.
Okay.
So they like, all right, dad might know. Like, if you don't listen to nobody, listen to that nigga. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
There
you
you
ain't
go.
gotta listen to your dad, but listen to Jason Lobdell, who the rest of these folks listen to. Your
There you
mom did
go.
her own conference. Listen to Halani Lobdell.
I know
Yeah.
that's
You
right.
get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
listen to the people that these grown folks listening to.
That's dope.
Mhm.
So once we started establishing ourselves in the black community as like thought leaders and things of that nature, our kids started to be like, yeah, my dad. You know what I mean? Like it started
my
rubbing
dad
off on.
dope.
Yeah, like we ain't the corny parents. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
we not them.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I had
You know
caught
what
a
I'm saying?
clip, man, and I want you to speak on it because a lot of these young guys out here, man, that they,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? They see this and they
Yeah,
think
yeah.
like, oh, he been this the whole time. How did he
Mm-mm.
get? They don't even see how you got there.
For
Like,
sure, for
they don't
sure.
understand that real grind. And like
Mhm.
sometimes shit don't look like it's finna get good,
Yeah.
but you gotta
Mhm.
stay down and stay focused,
That's
man.
a
I
fact.
want you to speak on a little bit of your upbringing. I know a little bit about it,
Mhm.
but I want you to tell it. You know what I mean?
So yeah, man, you know, our upbringing is completely different. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I'm
That's
Vice
how we
versa.
are.
Yeah,
Vice versa.
I was
Totally.
college
You know what I
girl.
mean?
Totally
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's
Bruh.
like, yeah.
It was, you know what I mean? It was Section 8. It was
Yeah.
going to the store with food stamps, the paper food stamps.
There
You know
you
what I'm saying?
go.
It was going to the store with a note for cigarettes because my mama ain't have it. You know what I mean? So we come from that environment.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my father introduced my brother to cocaine. And,
Okay.
you know, it was just like, I'm living with a teenage kingpin. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
the shit that I knew early,
Mhm.
you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I was very versed in like drugs, just shit I wasn't supposed to know. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But that grind was just like an accidental. I didn't know that I was like I saw money and I'm like, damn, I'm around here collecting cans. I'm
Mhm.
trying to cut the grass.
Wow.
I'm trying to get me a bankroll because my brother got one. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
trying to have money because that's what I'm thinking a nigga 10 years old was supposed to do because I'm
Supposed
in
to
that
be doing
environment.
it,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But again, it's like that grind never faded, right?
Mhm.
But it didn't just start right here, right? And I didn't see success for a long time. You know what I
speak.
mean? So, and when you are successful, right? When you see success, that don't mean it's gonna last. You know what I mean? I remember one summer, man, we was killing it, and I was getting money at an early age, but
Mhm.
that shit come and go. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Man, we made like $19,000 one night. Man, I got to calculating that shit. I'm like, man, that's $1 million if I could do this every Thursday. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Man, I had one Thursday like that. I'm like, damn, I knocked out my whole life for this one Thursday.
That one
I'm like,
Thursday had you
damn.
high as hell.
Man, never did it again. But you know, that was kind of like a learning lesson. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, I gotta stash some of this shit when it come in. You know what I mean? I gotta give
Mhm.
me a shoebox and put this money away because I see how it come and go. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, to anybody that's younger, that's like trying to get they self established and shit like that. If I could do it all over again, I would probably start learning earlier. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mentorship, locking arms with somebody who's in that position. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
a lot of times people are like, man, you don't want to pay. I ain't trying to pay or you try. Look, man, you're not just paying for the information, you're paying for the mistakes too.
Mhm.
Cause I done bumped my head 100 times.
There you
Thousand.
go.
I done bumped my
There you
head so
go.
much that yeah, it might look sweet like you said, but boy, I done had my back against the
Been
wall. I
through
done
some
been
shit.
depressed. I done been repossessioned. All that shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That comes with this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Some hard
So,
conversations
yeah.
like, we about to lose this car.
it's a
It's either the
fact.
car or this house, you know. and having to sit and come to terms with that, and me having to work a part-time job. Like, I was in the fire service for 18 years. I would go work a 24-hour shift, get off from work, and go work another 12-hour shift on an ambulance part-time because we were all EMTs, because we had to make it work. It was like, okay, I have a steady income, but it's not enough to take care of everything. He's down right now, so all right, I'm gonna come in as a partner should. I'll work this extra 12 hours, 3 days a week, you know, to do what needs to be done. Because when he did get out of that hole, because he told me on the way here, like, you are so spoiled. I'm like, in what way? You know, I mean, in what way? But literally, like, whatever we need, there's no question about it. You know, he handles it. And so just being able to be down for each other and come in and fill the voids, that's important.
That's dope.
It's really, really important to actually be a compliment and a partner when it matters. You know, it matters.
100%.
And see, that's why I feel like in today's world, with everybody being so focused on what people already have and what they're perceived to have, rather, people are missing out on blessings because they're not willing to seize the potential in people and see the hustle. And I always talk about, like, if I was 25 again and I was where I am now, or where I was when I was 25, I wouldn't just be with somebody who didn't have a hustle. Not to say you got to be rich, but you got to have that mentality, because you can't teach the mentality. Like, I can't make you be a hustler. I can't make you grind. But when you come together, you can be so much more powerful.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I feel like with me and him, the things that I could never do, that I would never be able to do, he can do it.
Right.
The things that he ain't gonna even try to do, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And do y'all feel like y'all compliment each other in that way?
Yeah, for sure. Even the things that I don't want to do, he makes me do it. You know, it's like, you're good at this. You need to do this. And, you know, I fight him sometimes, like, you just put more and more on my plate, but he sees my potential.
She retained information so good, bro. Like,
too.
she scoring tests so high. Like, and I'm like, look, bro, I got the ideas. I ain't gonna remember this shit.
I ain't gonna remember. You just like me, bro.
I'm like, bro, I need you to sit down and learn this. I take it from there, but get in the field. You know what I mean? So
that's real.
That's our relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just
dope.
always been like that. I was selling CDs. 20 and 19, whatever, 20 years ago. I'm like selling CD, clothes, whatever. And I'm like, take this shit to work. She's selling more CDs than me. I'm like, see? Just follow the lead. Let's go. You know what I mean? She never had a problem getting busy. You know what I'm saying? So
And I got a question for you. And not a question, just something I want you to let the young ladies know. You know what I mean? Like, or just some of these grown women need to know it too. Like, stand by your man when he got the potential, but it may not be what you think it should be at that time, but you know he on his way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because just like you were saying, there are so many women that miss opportunities, miss blessings because they choose to see where the person is right now, right? But that's one thing I always knew about him. He always had the grinds. He always had the ideas. He might not have had the cash to do it, but we can figure out a way to get to that. But, you know, when you see that somebody has certain qualities that you know you want, stick with them, help them cultivate and develop those qualities, because we always say we're really a force together. We're great apart too, but when we come together, man, it's something different about it, right? And so, you know, ladies just really need to stop looking at the superficial. It's always about what the person has right now. What do you have right now?
Exactly.
You know, and
what do you bring to the table?
What do you have?
Exactly.
And it goes all through me when I hear women say, you know, I wouldn't date a man if he didn't make over 6 figures, but you don't make six figures.
You don't make 6 figures.
You know, I wouldn't date a man if he doesn't look like this, but look at yourself in the mirror. You know, how can you have these high expectations of other people, but you're not living up to those expectations yourself? You know, so work on you first. Get yourself where you need to be. You'll attract what it is that you're looking for. And there are going to be ups and downs in relationships. Stand together. You can navigate through those challenges so much easier together than fighting each other because, you know, there's a financial issue or someone's going through a mental health issue, whatever the situation. You have kids and the kids bring a different dynamic. But staying together, that's what it's all about. And it's easier said than done. Let me not sit up here and act like it's the easiest thing in the world. But when you both are working towards that same goal, you're going to get there.
it's alignment.
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
You
Yeah,
got
you gotta do
to.
the
You
work.
got
Gotta
to.
do the
But these
work.
ladies got to stop with these preconceived notions of what a relationship looks like. That's a fairy tale.
It is
That's
a
true.
We live in
fairy
real
tale.
life.
true.
We live
I
in
just
real
spoke on this. Like, I just literally just did a podcast. Like, if we could collectively, like right now, every podcast is guys versus girls. Everything I see is like, I'm like, when the hell we started? It's us versus y'all. Like, when the hell when that start? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I look at some of like the statistics, right? Girls will say, well, my dad, like, one time we went viral talking about the 50-50 thing, right? And it's just like, my daddy paid all the bills. Yeah, no shit. Because in '97, a house was $137,000.
Right.
Exactly.
Now,
And that
was a nice house,
300,
right?
Yeah,
That was a nice house.
365.
Right.
So I'm like, the house prices have tripled,
Mm-hmm.
and the income went from 36 to 54 or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, the income ain't even double.
Right.
It ain't even double, but the cost of living tripled.
Yeah.
So I'm like, people don't want to hear the stats. They don't want to know the numbers, the analytics. Like, this shit different. We're in a different time. This is the most expensive time on the planet right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
trying to choose a mate based off of him providing everything,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
that's going to be, you know what I mean? Like, working together, oh man, you can get there way faster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It got to be, and 50-50 don't mean I'm going to pay 5,000, you pay 5,000. 50-50 mean come together.
Together.
Like,
Yeah.
you my
Yeah.
secretary, if anything.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You taking
Yeah.
these yards, you taking these appointments.
That's what
Yeah.
that means.
Exactly.
We are in this 100. That's the 50-50 we
Yep.
mean. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Our
you
money
know,
goes
just
to the same account.
put that out there, man.
You
Because, people, I see a lot of established men get on these podcasts and they talk about the real men supposed to listen, man. Real men supposed to take care of home, but real men ain't got no rules to win. How this operates. You gotta do what works best for your household.
That's
right?
true.
And I'm lucky enough to have somebody I've been with since a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it had to be 50-50 at one point.
Yeah.
It absolutely had to be 50-50. Like, what you got on the rent? You know what I mean? Like,
Thugs it together.
I'm sure she done paid 100% of the bills before.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we up, if she say, boy, I don't want to go to work ever again, she don't have to.
I know that's right.
She done showed me why she done put in enough that, all right, sit down, chill out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But how do you get there?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get there? Brick by brick, step by step. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, y'all gotta meet each other halfway. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's true.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
definitely true. That's
Yes.
definitely true. I like that, bro. That's
See,
definitely true.
That y'all definitely bring a different vibe, I feel like, because we in Atlanta, we in Black Hollywood, and it's so superficial in sometimes
Yes.
in some situations, but I feel like y'all vibe is so different because y'all have been together so long. Like before the world was what it is now,
Mhm.
y'all already had that relationship and y'all, like you said, were already 50-50. Sometimes
Yeah.
it was one way or the other,
Yeah.
sometimes it wasn't 50-50.
Mhm.
And I wish more people could see like real relationships versus what you just see on TV or what you see on Instagram.
Right.
So that's why I love talking to people like y'all that can
No,
tell the
definitely.
real deal.
No,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's-
because social media,
You fool.
what? Have you so fooled? And then you find out the real, and it's like, oh, okay. Who
I told one
knew?
of my partners, he was, talking, we was having the same conversation. It was just like, I said, bro, Jay-Z a billionaire,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Jay-Z been chilling right now, right? His wife been killing it, going on tour and all that.
Yeah, what
I
have
said,
you
you
been
don't think that he rubbing her feet? You don't think that
Come
she
on.
like, damn, when I need something to drink, he ain't going to get the drink? Like, stop being
Preach.
so damn masculine.
So,
Right.
Stop being so
Hey,
damn,
bro,
like,
it's
come
crazy
on,
you said
man.
that
Like,
because,
his wife working and he, all right, what do you need?
Yeah.
I know that's the dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
It's so crazy you said that because it was my next question I was going to say
Mhm.
before you said it. Like, how, like, because I have to explain to niggas all the time, like, you just a weak nigga. I got a strong woman, bro. You
Oh
may
my
not
God,
understand
yes.
that. Like,
We had that
I ain't
conversation.
making her buck down, dog.
Yeah.
She stand up. Because when I ain't around, she can move niggas
That's
around
it.
this motherfucker
That's
if I
it. Yep.
needed to move niggas.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
so
Bro.
I want to ask you,
Yeah.
like, how, because they heard me say, I want you to talk. How
So
you
the thing
navigate
is,
this? Go ahead.
I say it hardly initiated when
Oh, yeah.
they, I got some fellas, they got the little podcast, whatever, and they just like women, masculine women and masculine men.
I
I'm
don't
like,
believe in it.
all
Me
that
either.
I hate
masculine
when
women
they
shit.
say
I'm
that.
just like, the
That's-
thing is this, it's like, she might appear tough to a weaker guy.
To a weak-
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Thank
Like,
you,
a
yes.
lioness gonna seem like a monster to a hyena, nigga. I'm
Yeah.
not a
Right.
lion. Like, she be barking and shit. I be
I'm
like,
like, man, stop it, man. Cut it out,
you
man.
going crazy.
Crazy.
That shit ain't nothing.
Nothing,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? But a guy, like I said, a guy who ain't, you know what I'm saying, ain't been through, man, listen, that shit ain't nothing to me.
It ain't nothing,
You know what I
bro.
mean? Like, I would prefer that.
I would prefer
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
Look at y'all. Y'all handling business. Y'all
Yeah.
here toe to toe, shoulder to shoulder. Like,
Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would prefer that.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Me personally.
Yeah, that's dope.
But see, and I think that's why a lot of guys get with women who really don't, I hate to say bring stuff to the table, but they really don't have their own and they dependent and they're going to do whatever they tell them to do because they have to. Guys do that because they don't want to deal with people like us. They don't want to deal with the women that are going to make them elevate and, you know, raise the bar.
Yeah.
And I feel like you are going to get what you put into it. And people, sometimes they just want to not do their part and then they expect to have like the whole shebang. And you're not going to get that.
No. Yeah. You want that old school type of relationship.
Yeah.
I'm not that. You know, I didn't see that. Well, I shouldn't say, I take that back. I did see that growing up. I didn't like what I saw growing up. And I was like, I'll never be like that when I get.
You come from a boss though.
I do. And you know, it's funny because when I look back, I didn't even realize my mom was a boss growing up. I didn't even realize that she was the one that made the money. Yeah, you did, right. But this, when you're used to it, it's kind of like, you know, this is our dynamic. This is what I see on a daily basis. But I didn't realize until I got older, she was an entrepreneur. Back in the 80s, she was making 6 figures by herself. Didn't even include my dad's income, you know, and she was running things. She had investment accounts, all type, diversified portfolios. I'm like, I just thought it was normal until we get to this age. And it's like, that wasn't normal back then, number one. And I remember just like when I got my first car, she paid for that mess cash. Like, this what you want? Okay, paid for it cash. And she just really was a planner financially and really a boss. But at the same time, she was very passive when it came to her relationship with my dad. And I was like, that's just not me. I'm more like my dad.
See,
so
personality-wise.
Right, personality-wise.
The thing is this, like, we are, like, certain people, whether you're trying to do it purposely or not, like, if you come from a boss, somebody ain't gonna rub off on you.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it might have took 18 years. I mean, she was a boss at the fire department, but, like, boss, like, employees, big warehouse, like, all that, $1 million, like, she turned into that. You know what I mean? I don't think it's by accident. I think it's, like, subconsciously she around a boss. You know what I'm saying? Her mom set the bar way up here. You know what I mean? And like I said, we talk about it now, like, man, Betty was on. You know
she
what I'm
was.
saying?
She was. But I saw both sides. My dad was in public safety too.
Okay.
So I went into public safety, not realizing that it's all connected. And like Jason is saying, and then when I did become an entrepreneur, I'm like, okay, my mom wasn't, I just didn't link it. It didn't make sense to me back then. It's just what I saw, not realizing that I actually became both of them.
That's crazy when you think about it.
Both of them. You know, he's still in public safety now. He retired and went back part-time, you know. She's chilling. She ain't doing nothing. But, you know, just the example that was set financially, I had that, like, growing up. Like, he said we were raised differently. We didn't struggle growing up. I don't know what that was. You know, we lived very well. We went shopping every single Saturday. We were at Lenox Mall when Lenox Mall was a thing. You know, we were at Lenox Mall every week. You know, my mom, like I said, she had things set up. And so I didn't know a struggle. So when he talks about, what did you say? You ate rice with sugar. What did you tell me you did? Yeah. And your mom was like, no, he didn't. What did y'all eat?
Cereal, like, so instead of cereal, we rice with milk and sugar.
Yeah.
That was like our cereal. That was a struggle meal. But I ain't never make that shit. I said, hold on. Hey, bro.
They don't want to.
Hey, bro, when we run out of cereal, what did we eat? You talking about that goddamn rice and sugar? I'm like, well, how you know, ma?
Right.
I ain't never. You know, the crazy part is,
how you know?
My mom got out of the mud, right? My mom ended up marrying and going. But I'm like, ma, that's my story. I got to talk about the Section 8 shit. I got to talk about that other, you know what I mean? Cause you want me to be this nigga. I'm like, no, I got to be relatable.
Yeah.
Because when you go to them conferences, there's niggas with tattoos on their throat. They looking for me.
Everybody
ain't looking for the smartest nigga.
No,
they like, man, that nigga right there relatable. I need to get close to him. You know
the message ain't gonna even land.
I gotta
the
be in every room I'm in. I gotta be him.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
So
people can definitely respect the authenticity.
Respect that.
Yes.
Basically, what I was saying, like, you know, you on your entrepreneurship. She was still working. I don't want to just say 9 to 5, but she was on her job. So how was it? What was the struggle? What it took for you to get her to understand? Like, not understand, but like follow your path on your entrepreneurship.
You know, it's so funny. Even when she was making money, she just was so locked in at that fire. I'm like, this is me. This is my identity. I am the chief. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what she was on. So I watched this girl make $1 million and go to work every day for a year, clocking in like I gotta hit my 18. You know what I'm saying? I signed up for this shit. I said I'm gonna retire after 18 years, you know, whatever. And I just saw her just keep going to work. So it never really affected her like that. You know what I'm saying? Or it never was a conversation like, she could have been jump ship.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
She was just like patient, like,
That's dope.
nah, on October next year, I'm out. So
Yeah.
it was kind of one of those things.
And that was a struggle.
Yeah, it wasn't
That was a struggle.
but I was trying to convince her, like, listen, because you do have to do 24-hour shifts, and the shit we got going on now, it's like you gotta ask for permission to go to this football game. Like, I ain't feeling that right
I
now.
ain't feeling that.
You know what I'm saying? It got to a point where I was just like, our kids are growing up. They're gonna be gone before you know it. Let's enjoy this. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
she was, before my daughter got out of high school, we was able to go to these cheerleading, you know what I mean? We was able to go to all that shit.
Yeah.
100% of the time. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
dope.
So that's really what it was about. It wasn't about, I don't think it was a financial thing. It was
Okay.
like, damn, the clock ticking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the kids is about to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what it was. Because
That's
I
what
mean,
it
my
was.
my kids' whole life, I had my kids in the fire department.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I had
Okay.
both of my kids in the fire department. So that's all they knew was every third day mom goes to work.
Okay.
And they were dad.
Mhm.
And so I missed a lot with my
Mhm.
kids growing up because, like you said, that job trumped everything because you're dealing with protecting people and property, right?
Mhm.
So as I got more higher up in rank, I was expected to be there when others were not.
Mhm.
So it got even more demanding. And I remember looking up and I'm like, dang, my daughter's 15. She's a sophomore in high school and this money is not needed. But like you said, I love
You
the
love your job.
You love
I
your
love the
job.
job. Even now, I miss the job. I say to him sometimes, like, dang, I wonder if I should have just stayed.
I'd be like,
Really?
Yes.
"Shit."
You're right. I still say it to this day, like, you know where I would be right now? Like,
Shoulda.
if I had stayed, and I miss it because we live actually in the battalion that I
Mhm.
was a chief over. We live
Dope.
in that
Okay.
region.
Oh,
So they
man.
come past our house, they blowing the air horn and they
Aw.
screaming out the truck, chief, you know, and I see them at the grocery stores and
Aw.
All the
stuff
time.
like that. And, you know, it's a real brotherhood. So
Yeah.
these are like my people, like brothers, extended family, you know, and so I miss it. So that was the hardest thing. My last day there, I remember calling him crying. I'm talking about boo-hooing on the FaceTime, like, am I making the right decision? He's like, absolutely.
Yeah,
You
he was
pack
ready.
up your stuff
He ready.
Yeah.
and get out of there. It was the best decision though, because like you said, we were able to be present for everything that took place. And as my daughter got into her junior and senior year, not having to worry about, dang, I'm gonna have to call out sick when I'm not sick, you know, to be able to be
Mhm.
present for the things I needed to be present for. So, you know, it worked out, but
You never get that time back with the
Never
you
kids.
do.
don't,
You
you
never
don't.
see
And
it.
that's my only solace right there. It's like,
Yeah, you never
other than that, I'd be right there running them calls. like-
Time
Aw.
is the most precious possession
It
we have.
Yes.
is.
It
It
ain't no
is.
damn money.
Especially with those
It's
kids,
time.
man.
It's time.
Yes.
It's definitely time.
Yeah.
So tell me this, bro. How hard is it to get her to put that chief hat down when she come through the door, though, bro? Like when she come through the door.
Yeah, you know what? Me and her struggled for a minute, like with that.
A long
Yeah,
time.
I can imagine.
We
Long
struggled
time.
with that for a minute because, you know, before she's a chief, she was a captain. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But it's just like she was, I don't know, she was just on go when she came home. The kids like, oh, shit. Everybody, whole house like, God.
Yeah.
We done spent all night cleaning up. She coming at mom. Like, bruh, you tripping. You know what I mean? And it was just like, that was our normal life. Like,
Yeah.
she gon' find something. You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Just so militant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I
that
was.
shit was
I
just
was.
like, whatever.
I would come home without parking in the garage and I would hear like feet just and I'm like, dang, they up already. It's 7:00 in the morning. They trying to get the house in order because they know I'm coming in, right?
Wow.
But it was one of those things where it's like, now I look back and it looks like it's so militant, but I'm like, I've been gone for 24 hours and I'm like OCD when it comes to cleanliness. So I'm like, you know, if the house is a mess, I can't take a shower and go to sleep
Yeah.
until my
Yeah.
house is in
Yeah,
order.
She got
So
her damn pants.
I got
still,
my
she cleaned
uniform
up. I'm
on
like, man,
still,
we gotta
like-
clean though. What you doing?
like you didn't, because it wasn't like this when I left 24 hours ago. So why is it like this now? But, you know, outside of that, it was also one of those things like just being on go, because when I came into the fire, I was 20 years old,
Mhm.
5'2", 103 pounds.
Wow.
So tiny,
Wow.
having to constantly prove myself that
Mhm.
I deserve to be here, you know, and
Mhm.
that continued for a very long time.
Mhm.
And so, like you said, I had to have a certain personality there, and it was hard to turn that mess off when I got home.
Mhm.
And so it was one of those things too, where sometimes I would forget, like, this is my head, right?
Mhm.
And I can't talk to him a certain type of way. I can't
Mhm.
challenge him a certain type of way. I remember one day I was coming home and he was like, listen, when you come through that door, that shirt, them boots stay in the garage. Like, you don't run nothing in this household. And I was like, You got it, you know?
Right.
And I don't want to run nothing. I married the type of man I married because I don't want to run over who I'm with.
Right.
I want you to lead me. I want you to tell me, no,
Right.
you're not doing this. We're going to do that. You know, I
Right.
want that. But at the same time, I want to be heard too.
Right.
And sometimes the way I wanted to be heard just wasn't right. My tone and like, nigga, no, I'm saying we're going to do it this way. And we're going to do it this way. You know,
Right.
we just going to war. Like,
Yeah.
and it just was not good. It was not healthy. And I don't even know when the switch came where it was just.
When I realized that these arguments, I don't get no trophy for winning this shit. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm a dumbass. You're right.
I should be like, you
Let's
what?
go out to eat. Like, I start squashing shit so fast. Like, when she win these arguments, she like, go to the next subject. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is a big deal to her. This shit ain't no big deal to me. You know what I mean? But I'm like, you a young man and you want to, you know, you're the head of the household. You know what I mean? You got your testosterone and shit. You like, nah. I'm like, one day that shit just like, bro, who the fuck cares? Like,
Yeah.
who cares? Who keeping score?
Yeah.
Like, what is...
Who's keeping score? Why I gotta keep winning? Why we gotta keep tit for tat?
We on the
Man,
same
hell with
team.
that.
We on the
Right.
same
Ain't no way in
team.
hell.
Same
And if she
team.
can't realize that, I got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
But we had to learn
I got
we had to learn how to have positive arguments or positive disagreements too.
No, for sure.
Because we used to just, I'm talking about, I remember our first apartment, that 1 year lease was up. His pops came to help us move. It was holes all in the walls.
candle
It was a
through it,
candle
yeah.
stuck in the wall that he threw and it like stuck in the sheetrock.
Oh,
like,
that's real love there.
we were going to war. Like seriously, we were going to war
Yeah.
because we grew up together.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got married at 19 and 20 years old, not understanding like how to resolve conflict,
Yeah.
how to be heard and do it in a positive way so you actually come to some type of resolve if you can. Because sometimes you're just not going to see eye to eye and it's like, okay, we got to walk away from this. So we went to a therapy session. And the therapist, we only went to 2 because we argued so bad in that session. It was like, we're not coming back here. We probably should have kept going. But we remember one thing that she did teach us. She was like, when you're going back and forth, you got to listen. You can't be sitting there just formulating what you're going to be saying in your
Yeah.
mind, you know, your response. So once that person finishes talking, you repeat back to them what you heard. And I know that from the fire service. That's the first thing when somebody says something, you repeat back what you heard first before you respond, like acknowledgement, right? So acknowledge what's said. That person speaks. It's acknowledged. You do it twice.
The easiest way is I go,
You go.
go.
Right.
then we do it one more
One more
time.
time.
I go, you go.
Yeah.
Half the time it's like, that's what you're tripping about? I wouldn't even.
I ain't mean it like
I
that.
wouldn't even.
Yeah.
But you're doing it
And
to
it should
come
be
to
over
a
with.
resolution.
You know what I'm saying? But
And then if you can't, it's like, okay, we're going to
put
table
that shit
this
on
for
the table.
now.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and talk about it at a later date because we're just getting nowhere,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And we apply that now. When we learned it, we did not apply it. It was like, okay, girl, we hear what you're saying,
us a
but we're
little
not there. But it took us years to get to that point where it was like, what she's saying makes sense. And it does work.
Mhm.
Now, we might argue twice a year.
Okay, dang, that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what we arguing about? You know,
Right.
we've been together for, 26 years now. I know him.
Yeah.
He knows me.
Mhm.
I know when I'm getting on his nerves. I know when he needs a minute. He knows the same thing with me, you know? So at this point, if we go on to war, that's a problem after all these years, you
Right.
know? And so it's like, we trying to enjoy this life.
Right.
We got to be empty nesters soon. What's
Right.
next?
Right. And you know what? You made a great point. Okay, as a strong woman, everybody thinks that strong women just want to be strong all the time.
Mhm.
Like we want to be in control. That's not true. Strong women really want a man to lead. We
Yes.
want men to take control. We want to be able to relax our mind and say, hey, you got it.
Right.
I'm just walking up behind you. I'm gonna do whatever you need me to do to support you,
Mhm.
but I really want you to make decisions that I don't want to make. I don't want to think
Exactly.
about this right now.
right.
And I think as a man, you have to understand that in order to get that woman to be in that place where she trusts you, you got to be a man.
Yes.
You got to be the strong man first before she
Yep.
can give you that I guess that control.
Mhm.
But then once you get it from her, then things can work a lot better.
Absolutely.
So
You got to trust your partner. Like you
Definitely.
have to, in order for a man to lead a woman and a woman to say, okay, I'm going to let you lead, it's got to be a level of comfort in knowing
Sure.
that the way that
Right.
he's leading you is the way that you need to go,
Right.
right? If you out here, you making dumb decisions constantly, putting us in financial binds, you out here in these streets, you're not leading me anywhere,
No.
right?
right.
But once I know that I can sit back, I can relax and let you do that, it makes it so much easier. But if I have any thoughts like he doesn't know what he's doing, this is the past of what he's done and I can't trust it, of course you're going to get a battle,
Yeah.
you know? But you're absolutely right. I want to be able to sit back and be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is the plan. okay, what do I need to do to help us get there? Not be sitting here creating the plan. I'll do that too when I need to. But at the same time, I want to sit back and say, tell me what's next.
Yes.
Tell me what you need me to do. How can I help you?
And I think a lot of that, for the fellas listening, a lot of that is you doing the self-work, right?
Yeah.
You being mentally strong. That brings confidence, right? Every time we talk about a woman who wants a man to lead and stuff like that, you don't have to be the alpha. You don't have to be the head honcho. You don't have to be this. It doesn't have a look to it. But, you know, me being in different arenas and being around guys, and I look at my boy Neo, it's just like, Neo puts a lot of thought into life in every step. And Monday through Friday is mapped out. His wife we go to Monday, we go to Tuesday, he's not loud. He's not trying to be no macho. He's like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it looks a different way. Now that I done got into these different rooms with these different men, all you gotta do is be a grown man. Just be a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be a certain type of man. Just be a well-studied, you know what I mean? Like, you know what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't have to be the smartest, but just like in this arena right here, I know my wife. I studied her enough. I got you. You could be comfortable with this decision I'm gonna make. I ain't gonna put us in no financial bind. I'm not gonna put us in no jeopardy. You know what I mean?
That's
just
real.
like,
That's
you
real.
know, understanding that little small little tidbit.
It's real.
Yeah, it
It's
is. And I feel
definitely
like with
real.
us, our story is similar to y'all's. We haven't known each other since middle school, but it's been high school. And it's like, I feel like when you kind of grow up together, you got to go through those growing pains of like, now I have to learn how to be a wife. I have to learn how to be, in some ways, submissive. Like, you know, you don't know that growing up. You don't get, so you have to learn that, and you have to put in the work. And I feel like if you have that real strong foundation of like love and you really into this person, then it makes it a lot easier to go through the growing pains and just kind of work it out. And I think, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think that like having that chemistry is one of the things that kind of kept y'all going through everything? Because I can tell y'all got good chemistry. Like, y'all really are like friends, but then y'all still fly and y'all still sexy and y'all still seem like y'all keep it hot. Do you think that's a big part of why y'all were able to weather some of these storms?
Absolutely. Yeah, I do. I mean, just for the simple fact of when you all know this, being together at a young age, you're different people now than you were when you were teenagers,
Totally
right?
different.
Totally different people. But I think that just growing together, number one, and we keep our friendship intentional. So we used to do date day every Friday. Every Friday we were going to date. Now he go with his circle of CEOs, and I was talking to him about it in the car, like, this is going to end this Friday stuff with them because that's my day. It's my day. Okay.
Wait, so you substituted your date night?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
it just happened like that. It just happened like
Say
that.
line
Me and the
up.
fellas, we could have did a Saturday, but Fridays just seemed like it was
Yeah, I'm
more-
about to veto
you know
that
what I'm
whole thing. I'm
saying?
gonna call
I know
all of
that's
them, like,
right.
Friday's my day. Y'all better pick Thursday. Pick another day. But we were just intentional about, all right, we have children. Our lives cannot be focused around just the children, because when the children are not here anymore, then where does that leave us?
I'm gonna go a little deeper too.
Okay.
Like when we first got together, it was like we were kids, right? Like I literally remember wanting to have me a dope Friday night. I remember going, as a married man, I remember going to the liquor store like waiting for a nigga to go buy me something because I wasn't old enough to buy it. I'm like, damn, I'm married and I can't buy nothing to drink. I remember just thinking one day, like, damn, I'm sitting at this liquor store waiting for a nigga to pull up because I can't go in this bitch and buy no wine. I'm trying to go back to the house with my wife. I ain't old enough. But that just, now that I put that back in my head, I think about some of the struggles that we just threw behind us. But it's just like, I lied to my mama for a whole 6 months. Like,
about
I
us
ain't
being
married.
married.
She like, we married. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I don't want
You
shit to
lied?
that.
So y'all did
lying
this-
like hell. How long you told your mom right away?
I told her about 3 weeks later.
Wait, so y'all went to the courthouse?
Snuck.
Okay, so I want to hear
There was so
about
much
that.
pushback. It was just like,
Yeah.
everybody
'cause
was
y'all
like,
so young.
nigga.
Yeah, you're too young.
Can't marry no 19-year-old girl. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
y'all definitely too young.
Yeah.
And they was giving us decent advice. You know what I'm saying? For what
If
they
you think
thought.
about it.
Yeah.
And my daughter said right now, I'm like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No,
right.
right.
Let me
No.
lock you in the
My
room and
daughter
throw
get
it
married.
in.
So we
Ain't
get
no
it
way.
now. Having
Yeah.
a kid that's our age when we got married,
get
it's
it.
like, no.
But back then, we like, what? We doing it? Like, this us. We got this. You know what I mean? So, with all that being said, it's just like, Ice Cube said it. He was just like, she mine. I ain't letting that go. Like,
I saw that.
She's mine.
That
Like,
was,
love
yeah,
his
I love
interviews.
that. I love that.
I did it. into everything. You know what I mean? Like, that's my person. Like, I ain't trying to, it could be plenty of shit going on out there, but it's mine. You know what I mean? This is what I want to do right here. And I've been like that for a long time. Like, so when shit was looking so bad, so rough, I ain't want to prove my parents right. You know what I mean? If anything, I ain't want to prove, everybody waiting for us to fail. You know what I mean? I'm just like, not on my watch.
Yeah. Because we went through our stuff. Like, we separated for a period of time.
Have y'all ever dealt with
While
infidelity?
married? While y'all was married?
Yeah. I was pregnant with Riley.
Separated.
Really?
And
How long?
Almost a year. Yeah, it was my whole pregnancy.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I had moved into another apartment. I had to go on bed rest with her. And around that time is when you came back and we decided, okay, we're going to make this thing work. Because I came from a divorced household. He saw really a good example with his mom and stepdad of what a marriage should be, but I didn't. My dad was, I got a little brother from one of his extramarital affairs. I saw abuse mentally, physically, you know, and growing up, especially in my relationship with him, I put him in that box like, you're not going to cheat on me because I'm going to catch you first type thing, you know. And so I used to give him hell. I'm talking about blowing, and I'm gone 24 hours, mind you now, because I started in the fire service at 20. So I'm gone. We still partying in clubs. Like, we living like we're married, but we living like we're single. You know, we still in the streets too.
I'm thinking right now,
right?
Like,
so I got my friends like, we went to the club tonight. He's out, you know, but I got a job too. So I'm calling him. I hear stuff in the background. I'm like, who is that? You know, he's like, I'm at such and such. And I used to give him hell because of what I saw growing up. And one day he said to me, he was like, listen, you driving yourself crazy. He said, I'm gonna talk to you as your friend real quick, not as your husband. I can tell you I'm anywhere with anybody and literally be doing the exact opposite. You're going to have to trust me. And when I say, this is what I'm doing, this is who I'm with, I'm not your father. And it just clicked for me like, he's not my father. He's not. And I can't base what we have off of my childhood and what I saw with my parents. And so like he said, when we went through those struggles, and a lot of the struggles that we went through was because we were so young and just trying to figure it out and still trying to live that young life, but we're married. So we shouldn't be out here with our single friends and these clubs and, you know, doing all these things. And we took vows. We should be in a different level, but we're still kids.
Yeah, you got to live life. You got to experience some things in order to grow and learn.
Exactly. So we're experiencing them, but as married people. And it doesn't work, of course. So when we separated during that time, like you said, it was one of those things like, dang, everybody told us not to do this. And we are going to let them win.
Did y'all date other people while y'all were separated?
No. I was pregnant.
Oh, you couldn't. Jason? Really?
Yeah. It was more of a like, so to be completely transparent, it was more like, we gonna be in this bitch wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna tear some shit up. It was a different type of, it was like, I'm angry as a mother. Like, you mad and she has like a temper like, what? Like,
but I already know what you said. Like, I can't take that, bro.
I'm not doing this shit. I'm not doing that. So it was like,
I gotta go, man. I gotta roll,
shit. So we used to get into it, and I used to go to my mama's house, and it used to be like, hell, no, I ain't finna be here. What if my react? You know what I mean?
What
like,
if I react to this shit, man? Ain't no
so we can't do that. You know what I mean? So the more and more, and I felt like I'm gonna teach her as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna understand, she got to take me more serious. The hard part about marrying somebody when she used to take my test for me in one of our classes. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, dumbass Jason. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be dumbass Jason from when we were 16. I'm a grown ass man. You know what I mean? Like, so it's got to be some of that. Like, you got to take me serious. You know what I mean? So, you know, we bumped heads, and it was more so like, all right, I ain't got to be here. Like, we don't have to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because we married. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't putting up with that shit. And you shouldn't either. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't put up with a nigga who want to belittle you because you belittle, like, we going back and forth saying the worst shit to each other, trying to hurt each other.
And kids.
And being physical
that
too.
shit when it like
I was
fuck off me.
terrible.
Get your goddamn hands off me.
I used to like put my hands on
you gotta
him.
go.
Like,
She was the goddamn aggressor. I'm like,
yo, it's in me, man.
The aggressor.
get your goddamn hands off me. You know what I'm saying?
I've never
I'm not
put my
going
hands
for that
on him,
shit.
but one day I got so mad at him, I took my ring off and I threw it at him. When I say his eye was so
I was this
swollen.
big.
Damn.
Girl,
Landed it.
And I'm But it was a long time ago.
I'm just looking. I'm sitting in the bed looking like.
He said, I almost forgot who you were.
I almost forgot. Like I literally did. Like,
was
why are you abusing
Bro,
me?
be like that.
Yeah.
Be like that, bro. Like, all right,
He
tighten
handled
up.
it really well, but I felt so bad.
Like,
His eye was
wow.
so big.
Oh my God. Like,
But
okay, let me-
Tighten up.
You get
together.
so mad
Yeah.
though
You do.
because
Mhm.
this is the thing, like, you know how to push each other's buttons,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so when you feel like that person is doing that intentionally, then you just get even more mad.
Yeah.
And that's where I
Yeah.
think communication comes into place
Mhm.
because sometimes it is like just a misunderstanding and you didn't hear what I thought you heard because
Right.
I said
Yeah.
it a way that you took it differently.
Yep.
And I tell him all the time, like when we argue, I tell him like, I did not mean it like that. And it seems like sometimes he still thinks that I'm just saying that so that I'm not the one who's wrong.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So y'all have any tips on that? Because
Shit, we still be doing that too.
Hey, yesterday.
Shit, I'm like,
Yesterday.
well, don't fucking say it like that no more.
All right, bro, do
I
you
ain't gonna say
feel
it
me?
like that.
And she think
I didn't raise my voice.
not
What the hell you
true.
did?
Yes, you did.
I heard you.
I know
Whatever.
oh my
you.
God.
No.
But the problem is, it's only me and her, so I'm like,
You can't
you
even.
gonna sit there and
It
tell
sounds
me you raise
crazy.
your damn voice.
But I still know how I meant to say it.
You know how
I
you
know.
meant
Meant,
it,
but
but
that ain't what I
that
heard.
delivery was crazy.
Yeah, I ain't hear that.
I'm like,
I didn't mean
wow.
it like that. He's
Right.
not gonna argue me up and down. Like, let's get past it. Like,
And she
I
wanna
said
get
I ain't
past
mean
it.
it.
Tell you about
Right,
women
that's the
like
thing.
y'all.
And
I'ma tell you about
the
women
thing
like
is,
y'all.
it's all about perception because we can say it in a certain way, but then it'll still be nah because this underlying tone that you have. I didn't raise my voice, but it's still the way you put your words together.
Yeah, they
it
know how
comes-
to put that.
Bro, she's
They'll
a,
whoop your ass
she's,
with
she's
the
a
words.
grizzly bear until I do some shit like that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What?
Then we
Like, I'm on the
crying.
phone. What's up?
Yeah, exactly.
And she be like,
yeah, I don't like that mess.
she be so hurt. I'm like,
I'm chilling.
yeah,
Bruh,
like
like-
I'm like, hold on. She don't want to hear none of that
That-
shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
She ain't my friend
But she
no
can
more.
do it
I'm like,
all day.
damn.
She can hit you with it.
She talked to me like that. Whenever.
Whenever
you know
she
what I'm saying?
ready.
The second I do it, oh, she a goddamn little deer.
It's different.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. But
I'm
listen,
like,
though, y'all
man.
give us so much hope because y'all been together for so long, and I feel like y'all going through the same stuff still.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
sure.
it makes me understand that sometimes it just is what it is. You
It
just
is.
gotta
Man, that shit don't get perfect. That shit
No.
don't
Ever.
work.
Yeah.
Like I say,
Ever.
she said we haven't argued. Like we argued probably like twice a year or something like that. Like, all right, 3 years ago, it was 3 times a year. 4
Yeah.
years ago, it was 4 times a year. We just getting better and
Better.
better.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
shit don't stop. This ain't the
Mhm.
perfect shit right here.
No,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
don't.
Like, cause we both got ideas. She's not a
Yeah.
doormat. She's not nobody gonna let me get
Yeah.
away with shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, and it is what it is. you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's
Like,
real.
And I'm cool with
Yeah.
that.
I'm cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, tame me, cause I already know what type of nigga I'm capable of being. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
yeah.
Right.
Like
put
even
some
as far
order
as
on
like
this shit.
curfews,
I'm
what
cool
time
with
you need
that.
to come in the house? Like, don't come in his house at all times of the freaking morning.
I be the
Yeah.
first nigga leaving shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't trying to hear that goddamn
You
mama.
tryna-
Yeah.
I'm to
Oh
the
my God.
crib.
Don't do it. And I
Yeah.
call too. Like,
But I done been,
It's time to come
I done
home.
been that nigga that's like, man, shit, I'm having fun.
I'm having
Bro,
fun.
We just gonna
I'ma
don't
pull it
answer
through
the
it.
phone.
I'm gonna take that argument.
Yeah,
Girl.
take that, nigga. We lit.
No.
This shit is
going on. I'm not leaving
Man,
this shit.
one day, let me tell y'all a story.
When
When we had to be in our 20s, it was right before we got married.
Okay.
He stayed out all night. He wasn't answering the phone. He wasn't
Yeah.
answering the phone. I'm calling him. He wasn't answering the phone. At this
Oh,
time,
no.
we was living in an apartment.
Oh, okay, I remember
Do
this
you
now.
know,
Man.
where our apartment was, it was right by the gate, the entrance to the apartment. I hear people beeping and beeping and beeping and beeping and beeping.
That's
fell
so
asleep
he
at
fell
the
asleep,
thing.
but
This nigga
at
fell
the
asleep
gate?
at the
Drunk,
gate.
bro.
Knew it.
Car running.
Foot on the, what is it? The
On the
brake.
brake.
On the brake.
shut up.
Sleeping in the damn car
Yeah,
at the damn gate.
yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you know how
knew what you was
dangerous
gonna
that
say.
is?
Wow.
Are you
Yes.
serious?
Yes.
So I'm mad at him for putting his life in danger.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I dodged
stuff
that.
had to change.
Yeah.
Like, before we
Them
got
angels
married,
was in there
he
with
be
you,
out
boy.
all
They was
night
in
and
there
all that
with
kind of
me.
stuff. And he just had to grow up. I feel like it was just, he
Oh,
had to
yeah,
grow
yeah,
up.
That's
but
what
we
it
went
is.
through that too. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're
A
not
lot of
about
that
to be
shit.
out all
I
night.
had to
No.
grow
A lot
I'm
of
in the
that.
bed with a
Mhm.
baby on my boob, and you out in the club.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
We can go together.
I had to
Yeah.
grow
And when
up.
we go together, we can come home whatever
That's a
time we
fact.
want to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when we're separate, no, we need to come home at respectable time.
Yes.
That's true.
We have each other's locations. Like, you got my location. You can see. I don't care about having your location. Have your butt at home.
Yeah.
Come home. It's nothing
Yeah.
out there anyway. So, you know, it's one of them things where it's like you said, it's never perfect. And I don't like to hear people say their marriage or their relationship is perfect. You're a liar.
You're
You're
a
a
liar.
liar.
You're a liar.
There's
Definitely a liar.
nothing ever going to be perfect. I say it's perfect for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would not want to start over with another person,
No. Mm-mm.
period.
No.
No, I'm going to ride this till the wheels fall off. It's till death does us part for real.
That's
But at the end of the day, you know, it's you're going to have your challenges.
Yeah.
And it's just about how you navigate through those challenges. Everything doesn't have to be a war. Everything doesn't have to be a fight. Never say the word divorce. Like, I remember.
Never.
Like, why?
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing. Unless, if you're not putting your hands on me, if you're not cheating on me, we can navigate through everything else. You know, that's what marriage is. Right. Exactly. It's death row.
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
You ain't getting out.
No.
That's the only way you're getting out.
That's it. That is it. You know, and so that's one of the things people throw that word out so much. Well, we'll just get a divorce. Really? Okay. Go out here and see if you're going to find something better.
We got buddies who done weather the storm, and they like, damn, remember that rough patch? Well, I appreciate you for being a lending ear to me. And then I got some folks that got divorced, like, man, I fucked up. Yeah, I made a mistake. Damn, I should have stayed with my old lady. It ain't shit out here. You know what I mean? Like, I told your ass.
Trip.
My divorce friends say outside is not fun.
What?
It's not fun dealing with.
Playing. I got friends that are divorced, and they just like, it's bad out here. It's so ghetto out here. Like, it's just so many. The world is so polluted. Like,
the world is crazy.
I'm gonna be right here in this bubble.
That I know, and I already know what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're gonna make it work. And
but that's not the same as settling. Let's be clear.
That part.
That's not the same as settling. Compromise and growing pains, that doesn't mean you've settled.
Right.
Because when you have that one that makes you feel a certain way, then you know you're not gonna find it somewhere else.
Right.
And no matter what they put you through, as long as they keep you feeling that certain way, it's like, it's not settling. It's just making sacrifices to be with the person who you want to be with.
That's it.
Because to me, chemistry is important.
It is. Yeah. And I'm happy you said that about settling, because they're still the person that you want.
Yeah.
They still check those boxes for you. But we're imperfect.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm gonna piss him off. He's gonna piss me off. We're gonna do some things wrong every single day, you know? But I tell my daughter, like, she's at that age where, you know, she's dating and stuff like that. And I'm like, you gotta set boundaries immediately of what it is that you want. You need to know what you're looking for. And she's young, so you might not have it all the way together, but you have an idea of what you want to see. And it should be based on what you see right here.
That's dope.
Because he's a darn good dad. That's one thing I could never, ever take away from him. He is the best dad. He held things down when I was gone. I'm talking about from when our children were 3 months old. It was daddy daycare because I'm gone, you know. And she has a great example of what a man should be. And so have some type of standard and don't waver from it. And when that person shows you who they are, believe that mess and get the heck on while you can, before you end up knocked up or you end up in a situation where you marry somebody who you have no business marrying. Like, get out of there. Set your standards now and don't waver from it. And that's what we raised our children the way we did. Like, we don't ever want you to be impressed by what a dude can give you. No, because we can give you all that too.
Right.
And you come from a household of love.
So on the flip side though.
What?
So my whole thought process is like, all right, I'm gonna get baby girl all the way together, get used to this fine shit. I date her, you know, we go to restaurants, just me and her car, her purse, whatever, everything is nice and what she want. So I've kind of shielded her toward the ball. Like, you ain't gotta date a nigga just because he got it, right?
Yeah.
Her ass go down to college and date the thug. I'm like, damn, I forgot about them niggas.
You forgot about, I didn't think about them niggas.
Damn. Damn, they love the hood niggas. I said,
love
She got her a YN, bro.
God damn, she got the king YN.
She got the king.
Listen.
Right, how you having that, bro?
Forgot about that nigga. Man.
Bro, I forgot, but we stayed in this damn neighborhood. I didn't even think you would see that.
I forgot all about them niggas.
Them niggas out there, bro.
Them YN, she went and got the final boss. I'm like, damn.
That's hilarious.
Forgot.
She did.
But on the flip side, let me ask y'all this. How do y'all set the example for your son? Because you don't want him to go get one of these hot girls either.
Exactly.
So
I just had a conversation with him the other day, and I'm like, you need to talk to him. Like, we need to make sure he's not having sex. We need to make sure, like, he can have these conversations that Kingston just doesn't want to have with me. Me and Riley have conversations that she's not going to have with him. And I need for you to be having those conversations. You're going to be 17 years old. You know, we're not naive. We're just, we need to know what's going on. So they have that relationship where they have those talks. And, you know, like, he just FaceTimed me before, you know, we started talking to you guys. We leave the communication lines open. Like, we don't hide anything. Like, hey, this is what I was doing when I was your age. Like, we used to be dancers. We used to be in the strip clubs, you know? And I'm like, we did this life. Like, everything that you're thinking, we've done it.
Wait, you was a stripper?
I was. My name was Vanity.
Really? You were a stripper?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And strokers in a
I
gold
did
club.
not know that. I bet
Yes.
you was working it though.
No,
Wait.
listen.
She said, I bet you was working it though.
Because she's fitness. Like,
Yeah, I know what you're saying though.
doing,
It's
like,
just the
your fitness
response was
stuff?
crazy.
This was young. I was 18 years old. I was
Okay.
18.
wow.
But we're honest and open with them about things like that. So it's like, listen, we've lived a life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to live that life. We've done what we've done so that you don't have to. So at the end of the day, she likes what she likes, but that was him too.
Yeah.
So you're talking about that Kingpin YN.
That was him.
Oh,
That was him.
okay, so she didn't got her daddy for real.
Yeah.
Just a younger
That was
version.
him.
Like-
Okay.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Yes,
She
it
like,
was.
oh,
Look,
yeah.
look, we need a whole
Bullshit.
another 2 hours to talk about the stuff that he used to do.
Bullshit.
A whole another 2
So
hours.
y'all was together when you was a stripper.
Yeah.
And so you used to go watch her dance?
Yeah, a couple times.
Wow.
I ain't never liked him to come in there. I'm
You
like,
didn't?
okay, yeah.
Wow.
That made my
is a-
money.
I gotta get my
Amazing
money. They don't come
story.
here, baby. Scared
Y'all
these
do need to
people.
write a book.
You need a book.
I know,
That
right?
book
Y'all
next,
got a
bro.
story to
We
tell.
need to. We
Y'all
need
got
to.
a story
Got a
to
I
tell.
real
tell him all the
story.
time, we gotta talk more. He doesn't want to do like the relationship stuff. Like, I don't want to talk about that stuff because
Yeah.
people put you on this pedestal and just
Not only that, it's just the box. You know what I mean? Like, if I saw, so I give you an example.
Okay.
When we do this type shit,
Uh-huh.
we'll post a video, it get 2 million views,
Uh-huh.
she get 2,000 followers. I don't get shit.
Yeah, I don't get
I'm
shit.
like, man, I ain't really
Hey,
that
hey,
me
hey,
either,
hey,
bro.
hey,
I'm like, I
hey,
ain't really like. Let me focus on this fitness shit. Let me do this shit because I
They
do
ain't
some of
fucking
that,
with me.
but this can't be my identity. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I
Yeah.
ain't-
Yeah,
true.
but it's
that
such
shit
an
don't help me
inspiration though.
make
Like
no money.
Yeah.
your story, I feel like is gonna inspire other people.
No,
to,
for
like,
sure. That's why we do it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We do it for that, but I'm saying I ain't doing it for a living. Like, it's people that make,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, this,
Yeah.
they're living doing,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, helping and that. Like, look, we're gonna do that shit for free and keep doing this fitness
Go
shit
get
and
the
doing all
goddamn
this other
bag.
shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You get your bag.
Yeah, let me
That's
go to
it.
work.
Go to work.
I ain't
Yes.
trying to create no new nigga.
Nah, that's
Right.
that's real.
Damn.
That's real.
But he does have I think he has a lot to offer perspective wise just for men, even women too, in
Yeah.
relationships
Yeah.
because we have a different dynamic and I'm not easy.
Mhm.
I'm not an easy person to be with. I'm not. And I know that. And
Mhm.
he's figured things out. I never had a tradition. We never had traditional roles.
Mhm.
And so he's able to like really help people. He's the person people call
Mhm.
when they have relationship issues. Even some of my friends, I'm like, let me talk to Jason. Let me see what Jason thinks about it. You know,
Mhm.
just to
Aw.
get a different perspective, a more unbiased perspective, and a perspective from somebody that is used to a woman that is not just, I'm submissive now, yes, but who has gone toe to toe, you know, who has been a very high ranking person in a male dominated industry.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
we have a different dynamic and it helps really shape and mold other people in their relationships. He saved people's, like some of our home girls and guys relationships. He saved them. Like,
That's dope.
no, you're gonna go home and y'all gonna do this and y'all gonna do that. And
Uh-huh.
now, you know, they're still together. And so
Right.
while he doesn't want to be put in this box, you don't have to be in a box, but
No, I'm saying we
do
can
have
do
some
this shit,
things
but this
to-
ain't gonna be
you got some knowledge
That
to
was a
impart.
blessing you
my
was getting.
identity.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can do this.
no.
We could do this.
That's so
but-
good. Oh
Cause
my
we do it all
gosh.
day, every day anyway. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, you talking about 23 years, this
Yeah,
young,
for
man. Like,
sure.
you got a lot. You
That's
got a
incredible.
lot to tell somebody,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
You're
look at
flying
y'all.
by.
Y'all even inspired us, and like we always
up?
are usually the ones who have been together the longest in
Yeah.
our
Mhm.
circles. And wow, 23,
23.
twice as long as us.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish we could talk some
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
And y'all
so
really
much
did
more.
drop some really good gems. Like y'all
Definitely,
really told it like it was,
Appreciate
and
it, too.
I think people are gonna find this very like inspiring
Mhm.
and something that they can really use as kind of a blueprint. Because the thing is, y'all got it out the mud together, and y'all are living it, doing it. We didn't even get into all the fabulous lifestyle, and you guys are gym
No.
owners, and you guys have
Yes.
everything. Like
yeah.
I think that it speaks for itself though. When you go to your Instagram, you can see everything. But y'all,
and we
all-
have a lot of conversations like that. This
Yeah.
was different.
this was
Yeah.
different. It was a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
So yeah. So can you tell everybody your Instagram handles and where they can find you?
Yep. So my Instagram handle is Mrs. MRS the number 2 weeks out. Also follow Fit Formula 21. It's our online home-based workout program for every and anybody. And then of course, the Loft Atlanta.
Yep. I'm Mr. 2 weeks out. Number 2.
That's why you don't get no followers right there.
Well, you just said all our damn comedy. You
That's
just
why you don't get no
Hey,
followers.
You want me to repeat
I got
it?
one
Two.
last question.
Yeah.
Where did a Mr. 2 weeks
Where
out
2 weeks out
come from? That's what I always want to ask that.
The
so
Mrs.
she
2
was
weeks out.
bodybuilding,
Okay.
and we went to a
It was a meeting
Seminar or
before.
some
No, it
shit.
wasn't. He always says it's wrong. I'm like, you listen.
What the hell was it?
It was a meeting. I was getting ready for an actual bodybuilding competition in the
Okay.
NPC, and you would have a meeting about the competition before the competition.
Okay.
So he came with me just to support. So we're sitting in the audience, and there's a guy who is one of the competitors,
Mhm.
and he stands up and he's talking to the rep. And this guy, his name was Rope Man, like very respected in the fitness industry, old dude, very respected. And he looks at him and he's like, "You're not ready for this show." And I mean, that guy's ego, because he was so like ready for it. He looked at Jason, he's sitting in the audience, he's like, "Hey, stand up." So Jason like, "Go ahead, you can tell the rest of it."
He told me to stand up. I'm like, oh, no, I ain't no competitor. I'm just with her. We work out, but I'm just with her. He's like, yeah, I know. Just stand up. I stood up. He's like, take your shirt off. Took my shirt off. He was like, nah. He 2 weeks out. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it
2 weeks
stuck
out,
in my
out
head.
of jail?
No, so it's 2 weeks from
confused.
2
hitting
weeks
the
out
stage for the
from-
competition, for the
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
Oh, 2 weeks out from me. Okay, I was
okay.
2
weeks
bodybuilding
For the
show.
bodybuilding,
Like,
yeah.
like 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
So when you're 2 weeks out, you should be on.
Yeah.
Like, I
Okay.
mean, everything
That's a
should be where it's supposed to be.
Got
Right
you.
around that time, your coach will tell you, yeah, you got to sit this one out.
Right.
Or, nigga, you ready.
You gonna be
You
ready.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
now I got to
Got
just
you.
dial you in for these last
Okay.
2 weeks. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So,
And he was
you
like,
know,
he
I used
looks
to
like
have
he's 2 weeks
veins and
out.
shit all in my arm. I was
Okay.
He was in really good
I was
shape.
real buff.
Real
Yeah.
good shape back
He was
then.
like, that nigga, he 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, why if I get on Instagram or something, it's gonna be my name.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah.
And
So
now
I got on Instagram first,
Uh-huh.
and I just had an account. I didn't really do anything with it, and mine was Halani Lob.
Okay.
But I didn't do anything with it. And then he got on Instagram and he was Mr. 2 weeks out. And I was like, well, shoot, I should be Mrs. 2 weeks out.
Aw.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so I changed my name to kind of just mesh with his.
And now y'all built a huge brand.
Huge
Yes,
brand.
and still building.
Yes.
That's
dope.
amazing.
Yes. It's exciting.
Thank
For
you
sure.
so
Yeah.
much for taking
Thank
time
you.
out of your day. I know
No,
y'all
thank you for
busy.
having us.
I
For sure.
appreciate it.
No,
I really
thank you.
do.
Appreciate y'all coming.
Yes, and before we
Definitely.
close out, I want to say a shout out to our producing partners, Cinema Galactic. So follow us at Love and Fly Shit without the I. And I'm Jenna.Nia. That's JENNA.NIA.
Stacks SMM. We out.
Yes.